Howdy everyone, Runt9 here, and welcome back to Good Company. In the last episode, we bought this beautiful facility, and now we have no money left to do anything with it. So let's let the game play. Fast forward a bit. We are at the point of 0 bottlenecks. We have excess inventory somewhere. Your company is running low on funds. We are totally fine, although I think if you run out of money, you lose. So we should have bought that like on Sunday, because we still have to pay our employees. I think we lose if this runs out. You have 29 days left to get out of bankruptcy. I'm like 99% sure that we're going to be just fine after this Sunday, but let's just make sure. I will yeet this video and reload from save. Yeah, we're fine. So we're going to have a few rough weeks here, but we're pumping out 16 calculators a week. And basically what I wanted to do is we're going to turn this into raw materials processing. We're going to turn this into pretty much just the final modules and continue doing analysis. And then obviously we're going to keep this as assembly and research. Eventually we will buy this and move all research and analysis over there. But for now, honestly, I kind of want to just keep things ticking for a little bit longer before I completely uproot everything. We're going to just let it run for like the first couple minutes of this video. Make sure that we stop going into the red, because I don't want to disturb anything when it comes to ensuring that we stay in the black, because going into the red every week is a scary prospect. We only sold 14 that week. That tells me we've got a bottleneck somewhere. What's going on? You guys are full up on batteries, so we actually have bandwidth to calculator. Hold on, what happened? The courier bot market has been discovered and the calculator market advanced to phase 5. So now we are at 3.3. We need more display fidelity and more processing power. We are in a bad spot. Courier bot, that's speed, storage space, and battery life. Not even close. Okay, the My First Mark III, sitting at a 3.3 market rating. So can we shift production without too much work? That's going to be the main question here. Let's go to our blueprints, take a look at the My First Mark III and kind of look at where we're at. The processing power, we're in a good spot. We just need more display fidelity. And lo and behold, like, we can get to the display fidelity very easily. So can we duplicate My First Mark IV? Okay, I love that the game figured that out automatically. Can we just talk about that for a brief moment? Like, I was totally screwing around by making things Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 for it to just realize, oh, we'll add another tick mark. Like, I have to see, will it turn that into Roman numeral? Or actually, that just added another tick mark. That should be IV. Duplicate it. Okay, it just adds another tick mark. Now, delete that one. Still though, that's pretty neat. That's actually how you do Mark IV though. So basically we just need to get another LED array in here or do an LED matrix. Now obviously that's a lot more of a complicated design. From a battery standpoint, battery stacks don't require single cell batteries or plastic parts. So that's a tough one there. Small fan cooler. I mean, that's a great way to reduce the heat problem. We will definitely keep that in mind. That's not something to do right now. But I think the main problem is the case. If we have more room, I think we'll be okay. So the thing is, a metal case versus a plastic case, we just need metal. Like, that's literally it. We can easily pivot to metal cases. How much more room do you get though? It's still the same storage space as a plastic case though. I loved how the alliteration worked out there, but I think I like the layout better. Because the thing is, this gives 0.2, this gives 0.4. So if we did... Okay, so let's do the easy ones first. I'm clicking on batteries, I promise you. So 2 battery stacks. That plus a simple circuit up here. Logic circuit requires a lot more to deal with. Requires simple circuits, parts, and plastic parts. We just cannot deal with that. Yeah, don't do that. The market appeal would be to get another simple circuit all the way up there. We want battery life. Okay, I see where we're going to run into some issues here because we don't have room to get 3 LED arrays in here. Okay, I definitely see what the problem is. And the other issue is our windowed case that we picked up. We can't use that for calculators. That's actually useless for us. So we're gonna have to get creative here. The enhanced battery cell, oh man, and the footprint is so much smaller too. Okay, I see you, game. You keep us right on that edge. So we would either need 3 of these or the size though. That's so rough. A logic circuit would get us there in 1 hit. But it requires plastic parts. I mean, does the LED matrix require plastic parts? It doesn't. Like, I think we can scale up to LED matrices pretty easily. A simple circuit there. From a battery perspective, the enhanced battery cell is so much better, but the plastic parts kind of scares me right now. I just don't think we can get there. Gift this for a second. Battery stack. I like that layout. And then that Tetris is in there just fine. We need another battery stack though. That gets us batteries. And then a single LED array that gets us to display fidelity. We just can't squeeze in the processing power. Oh man. Okay, this game just got hard. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna try to sit on it and still make some cash. I think we were selling these for... We'll go for 10% off and kind of just see where we're at. Oh, sorry, Mark III. That's where we need to be. That gets us to a 4.3. Let's go 10% off and see how we do. So the thing is, we're actually going to be forced to pivot off of calculators soon if we're not careful. But that's also good to know. Like, having the reinforced case and the windowed case doesn't actually help us. The windowed case was down here, I think. Metal case, windowed case, yeah, that didn't actually help us. Because there's like a limit on what you can do with calculators. I mean, it makes perfect sense, but now we're actually going to get to the point where I think at the end of this week, we will not be able to sell all of these calculators. I see how this works, and it is very, very interesting. We were able to sell all but 1, which that's still bad. We didn't turn very much profit there. If we go back, drop this down to a 15%, I don't think that's going to help us. We'll stick at that 12% discount. That 70% market share, though. We need to start using this building. We have all this space and we need to do something with it. We are definitely capped on battery production. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Every yellow product and every module that's used to craft other modules, I want pulled into this facility. That's why I wanted this big one. I want this to only be final modules. I want this to be intermediate modules, as well as these, what are these called? Components. So the thing is, what's our best possible path in the market right now? Do we want to pivot back to game devices? I think we can hit that 0.3 sound quality, no problem. The display fidelity is kind of rough though. And Courier Bot, like, no, not even close. Can't get there. So here's the deal. What gets us to 5 stars on my first Mark III? A 25% discount, that puts it at 631. We would be losing money on every sale, I'm pretty sure. If we go back to the My First Handheld for a little bit, what gets us to 50? Or 5.0, 640? That's still worse. I don't like that it defaults to the My First Mark II. Okay, can we make a handheld better for the market with minimal production loss at the moment? It's like, we can't do a Courier Bot right now, but we can do a game device with a windowed case. It requires a metal case and glass. Reinforced case is a plastic case plus metal, but it does have more storage space. This game just like, I am now at the point of complete and utter mind flood. Plastic cases into reinforced cases plus metal. Windowed cases are metal cases plus glass, which is a raw material. Okay. Weight, heat loss, fragility. This has good heat loss, good fragility, noise pollution, and weight. Let's go metal case and just kind of look at what we can get out of this. So display fidelity. That's a rough thing to try to pull off. Sound quality, where's speakers? So a single beeper is that 0.3, but I guarantee you that's not going to be good enough for very long. And battery life, we can almost get there with one battery stack. The enhanced battery cell gets us there. I'm just trying to see, like, what's our minimum path to getting something back out to the market that won't be awful. I think this is probably where we want to go. That would give us another 0.4. It just seems better to do an LED matrix again. We do that, then we can squeeze in an LED array. And that gets us to a 5.0 market appeal. We can do this with 3 fewer if we can Tetris things correctly, though, is the thing. Try to upgrade one thing at a time. I think that's been my problem, is I haven't been upgrading one thing at a time, and so when it's time to upgrade, it's a huge proposition. But the thing is, the metal case really isn't better unless we can't Tetris plastic cases. So, LED matrix. mean, you got to look at enhanced battery cells going somewhere. Beepers. You don't need the processing power. Okay. So an LED matrix there gives you easy room to squeeze in a beeper there and enhanced battery cell and drop in probably just up there. For another display though, that doesn't leave us any slots for another, and I guess it does. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. So required materials, assembly time, that's all fine. So the biggest change here is the enhanced battery cells. Obviously the LED matrices are a problem as well. I realize this is probably a bit more of a boring episode, and I understand why, but I do think that there is some interesting things happening here. And the biggest thing is the game has thrown a huge monkey wrench at us in trying to piece together how to get out of this very poor situation is very interesting to me. So I think that this ramp up is just a little difficult. So what does it take to get plastic parts? I'm assuming that's just turn plastic into plastic parts at a tinker bench, right? Plastic, 10 seconds. Basic workbench is 4 seconds. Yeah, it's just plastic into plastic parts. So that's not that big of a deal. We just don't have the room for it. Okay, I'm overthinking it. As long as we're still turning a profit. It's a slow profit, but let's just make sure. If we're still turning a profit, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Because we're starting to unlock better and better modules. There's the double battery stack. And let's not worry about the couriers at all right now. Gearbox, ester foam. I want a better display. We can get the 7-segment display. I'm gonna go in on that. We are still turning a profit, but just barely. I think that's partially because I brought the My First Mark III all the way down to 631. Bring that back up to a 15% discount. But we shouldn't lose nearly as much money doing it that way. I am curious how easy or hard would it be for us to pivot to the better LED arrays. All right, so at this point it's getting to where I kind of want to start moving things one by one. So let's get to the point of building some plastic parts. All right, this is going to be in our new facility. We're still turning a profit, just barely. What's a big shelving rack look like? It does fill up a good chunk of that. It can only be accessed from the front side. So this is one that you ideally want to place on a wall. I want this to be right here. This is going to be all outgoing stuff is going to end up on these two racks. I'm okay with that. Let's take a look at our market data for the Mark III. We're doing okay. Our market share is wavering just a little bit, but we're pulling in profit, and this gives me a chance to Gonna sit back and plan out how we're gonna do this. I realize that like we're actually not that far off from getting conveyor belts, and I should probably just wait for that. Oh goodness. If we stop deconstructing LED arrays and start turning those into the bigger LED arrays, I'm getting so mind flooded. There's so many things I want to do. This is something that Factorio did to me really badly as well. Is there's so many things that I wanted to fix all at once. So your goal, this logistics point, if we set it right here, this logistics point goal is going to be haul from here into here. That's going to be your primary goal, and I'm going to try not to overload it with any other storage. Okay. From there, again, like making sure that we're still making profit. We probably shouldn't even consider running on fast forward mode. I just realized that it is actually eating up a good bit of my CPU. Maybe lagging the game just a little bit. Let's turn fast forward mode off. It really does help. Because it's going to take a minute to figure this out. Discard dispensable items. Okay, so I imagine at some point we're going to have byproducts that we're going to need to throw away. So basic workbenches get us to plastic parts. All right. So I also want a big shelving rack near the incoming zone or somewhere that's... No, don't do that. Keep it simple, stupid. Let's start off with 2 basic workbenches giving us plastic parts. This slightly overlaps that. What if we go... Now that's kind of bad. This Tetris is killing me, dude. What happens if we put 2 basic workbenches here and we have... As long as we're still turning this profit, I'm not going to worry about it. Small shelving rack. Right there. They can still get in and out. That seems easy. And then basically, we can bring plastic in here, get plastic here, get plastic parts out to this shelf, get plastic parts into here. Okay, that part is easy. Now, we're going to need circuits. Circuits are metal and plastic, correct? Oh, we have glass now. Module, circuit boards. Metal and plastic. I think we're going to do a very similar setup. We're going to need a ton of circuit boards though. So I think we're going to use kind of this space down here a bit. This is one where I think we're going to go for... Actually, that small shelving rack for input and output is probably going to be pretty rough. I just realized how bad that's going to be, since we're going to be making a ton of plastic parts. Because go look at the recipe. It creates 10... Or no, sorry. It uses 10 plastic to produce 1 plastic parts, but I believe it makes it in chunks. Like circuits do, because I think it makes 5 circuits at a time. We are out of circuit production. I am unsurprised. We basically would just need one more tinker table in here. I mean, honestly, this is just becoming such a mess. Let's pause for a moment and get... We can't really, though, is the thing. Can we cut our simple circuit production? I think for the moment, we can cut 1 and transition you back to circuit boards to rebuild our supply. That's basically how we had it before, and we were doing just fine. So, circuit boards. Crafting, sorry. Getting lost in the sauce here. Chemistry table gives us circuit boards. Again, I realize that small shelving rack is going to get overloaded so quickly. We'll see. We'll come back to that. With a medium shelf in the middle, or go for a small shelving rack. The small shelving racks are fairly space inefficient, though. I am uniquely aware of that. Not gonna work. I can guarantee you that. We'll put a medium shelf there, and honestly, this is how I'm gonna roll it. So we'll do some circuit boards here. And we'll use that medium shelf for input and output. That gets us circuit boards and plastic parts. I'm going to want the intermediate modules to be closer to the front. So from a logistics standpoint, we're going to need incoming zone stuff. So just kind of put this like right in the middle of the walkway. Actually, we can put it there. That ends up not being like in the way at all. Still making profit. The thing is, we're gonna get, what is that, 90 more days? 90 more days, and then we're pretty much gonna be kicked out of the calculator market. We don't adapt. So LED arrays are going to be an important construction for us. And it looks like we're going to need batteries as well. Okay, we have... Nope, that's not the right button. Where are we at? I'll run this episode a little bit longer since we really haven't done much yet. Double battery stack requires battery stacks and plastic parts. I think double battery stacks are going to be where we want to be, because let's look at their efficiency. Actually, doesn't it have the info on here? Double battery stack has the recipes, but it doesn't have how it affects the blueprint. We're going to pause for a second. Edit this. So double battery stack gets us 0.7 battery life. One battery stack. So one battery stack is 0.3, so it's better than a double. What does the footprint look like? Oh, that's a rough footprint, though. It's 5 storage space. Whereas this one is 3 for 0.4. Okay. I am understanding how this works. 2 more storage space for 0.3 more battery life. So battery life isn't even a concern on game devices, though. Like, 1 enhanced battery cell gets us there, and it's so small that we can push that further later. What's the future research look like on it as well? Going to be an enhanced battery stack, quadruple battery stack. I'm sure that's going to power those things up a bit in blueprint size, but honestly, I think we're probably going to be able to roll the enhanced battery cells for a while, at least. And then... what are fans? Metal, plastic parts, electronic parts, that's fine. Get there. Displays, LED matrix. We want to see what the new display is going to require. But I can guarantee you that we're going to want to look at... no, not that. Let's throw a medium or a big shelving rack. This can supply a lot of stuff for this section, if we do this properly. So that's all Do logic circuits require simple circuits? Was that a thing? Simple circuits used to produce logic circuits. Gotcha. Okay. Well, how about we just focus on the fact that we're going to need to produce cases. We also apparently are going to need metal sundries here pretty soon. But basic workbenches can get our basic cases taken care of. Alright, I do kind of see the flaw in this, but... One there, one there. We can do a corner shelf here. Kinda. How does that work? Can be accessed even from diagonal directions. So I feel like that works just fine. And so that should get us some decent, like, basic case production, and then probably do a similar setup over here with a chemistry table for LED arrays. We can put a medium shelf there, then throw another chemistry table off to the side here. Doesn't really block anything. We are running low on money. That is a very true statement. We should probably consider getting production ramped up back here now. But what would we do in this situation? Well, you are doing plastic parts. You are doing plastic parts. Rods and metal sundries. It's probably something we're going to have to deal with soon, I'm sure. I wanted you to do circuit boards and circuit boards. So the problem is we don't have the inputs yet, but we will. Then it's going to be inputs from there to there. Yeah, doesn't work quite yet. Input, output, input, output. We don't really have an output yet. Basically, all of the outputs for... Probably going to use circuit boards to craft more intermediate modules in here. But we will go ahead and draw a circuit board line out to the big shelving racks. Same thing here, we will drag plastic parts out to the big shelving racks for things where it's, you know, a final material. Probably going to load up on plastic parts here would be my guess. And then over here, give me a little bit more plastic and metal bandwidth, and then just circuit board bandwidth all the way. That's going to be my assumption. So this episode is going a little bit over time. I do want to try to get some of this piece together, though. So let's start by moving our circuit board production down here and just start there. So what logistics do we need to get there? Well, we have final circuit boards going there. So why don't we say circuit boards and circuit boards go there. So that gives us a full logistics line of circuit boards. And we can have you reassigned to that one. And you are assigned to that tinker table. Yes. You reassigned to that chemistry table. And then we're going to need this incoming zone for plastic and metal, and just start there. And then we need some people on logistics down there. I think we're just going to hire new employees for that, because we don't exactly have a lot of logistics going on right now. Or I don't have a lot of bandwidth on logistics right now, is the way I meant to say that. We'll hire one logistics person each, and then just move production one step at a time. We have enough circuits built up that we're not at risk of running out. This gives us a little bit of a chance to make sure our supply is picked up down here. We need the logistics people to come down here. What happened? I hired new employees. Where is Clarine Wolf at? Is she working her way down here? What about Scott Williams? Where is Scott Williams? I want to be able to like find a person. Okay, this is mildly frustrating. Where is my new employee? I need you for logistics. I mean, I can do the work myself for the moment, but like, what happened here? I don't know. I'm going to move down here myself for the moment, because we're potentially going to end up in a very bad situation here. I'm gonna just get these guys started. Give me a bunch of inventory, move to this rack, and just get cranking. But I legitimately don't know what happened. Let's try reassigning them. Maybe they got stuck somewhere. It's so hard to actually find your people, is the problem. You're Clarine White. What are you doing though? That's not the logistics point that I assigned you to, is it? Oh, I need Clarine Wolf. Don't they usually get hired in this facility? I feel like this is bugged. Our logistics have failed because the people don't exist. What happens if I just hire another person? Okay, you exist. Can you go to that logistics point? Why are you just standing there? I'm very confused. Did I screw things up with the shelves that I put here? I'm baffled. Absolutely baffled. There is most certainly a walkway. Scooch this over by one. Like, what are you actually doing, though, is the thing. If we lose the game because of this, I'm gonna be fairly frustrated, I'm not gonna lie. We have a bunch of circuits here. I should probably run those over just to keep things flowing, but... Hold on, am I stupid? Is that a thing? Does it need to be accessible from all sides? Because here's the thing, yeah, this one is like completely blocked off, like literally actually blocked off. I do not understand. All right, well, I'm gonna need to figure this out off camera. I don't want to record me sitting here debugging the game. I may just like quit and reload. So that's going to do it for this episode. Sorry for a little bit of frustration at the end there, but I see the potential in this. In the last episode, I probably will do the same thing I did with Gordian Quest and give you guys a full hour-long final video. That's likely not going to happen recording tonight. I probably should have eaten dinner before I started gaming with my friends here in a bit. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, let me know your feedback, likes, comments. Also subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more of this kind of content. I also do first looks, reviews, and some cool stuff like that. In addition, if you want to get further in contact with me, you can find me at Runt9 Plays on Twitter, or you can check the link tree in the description below that has a link to the community Discord, where you can come hang out with me and all of the fans and viewers of the channel, be a part of a cool community. And in addition, twitch.tv/Runt9Plays is where I stream. At the moment, doing it 5 days a week and having a lot of fun doing it. So go check that out as well. When we hit 50 followers, we're about 16 followers away, I'll be doing an 8-hour charity stream. That's going to go help fight COVID-19. But for now, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for this episode. And until the next episode, I'm Runt9, and I will see you later.